Joker, it's game changer here, bro. We just promised you to have a little look around your base. Sorry with the event that I've not been there a great deal for you. Hope the event was successful for you. Okay, so first thing we're going to look at is 87 versus 32. So fantastic attack, really good on that. And 32 defense is bang on, mate. You know what I mean? It's about norm where most people are. So we're going to see if we can make that even better for you. Okay, so we're going to go into your base and see what we can see. Okay, so first thing first, I would look at a couple of things here. Now, what I'd be trying to do is there's an area of land here that you can use as part of your defence, which you have. Now, what I'd be trying to do, bro, is I'd be getting my barriers attached to that bit of rock and also coming off this bit of rock here and actually encircling your defence. Now what I'd be aiming for is that basically anything that comes out of your barracks or anything that comes out of your war factory wants to be trapped inside the walls. At the moment what would happen is any of your men or vehicles that come out of your war factory or barracks will just head towards the enemy and they'll get picked off one by one. What you really want to do is get them trapped inside the walls, and you do that by having all your walls touching like these are here and actually making like a circle around obviously your base, so it's like almost like watertight is kind of the way of thinking about it. At the moment you know, you're quite well spread out, which there's method in that, but what I'll do is I'll show you how to tighten that up a bit. Now what I'm going to do, not to say my base is perfect at the moment, and with this flat problem, certainly I'm struggling a little bit more on my defence, but normally I'm going to be 60 to 65% success rate. Now, what I'm doing here, bro, is I've basically got all my walls touching. I've got quite a bit of defence in there. So at the moment I'm struggling with air attack, so I'm trying these new SAMs out. Normally I just need 2 flaks, level 3, and anybody who comes in with Reapers, it's game over. But the last update they've fucked up, to be honest, so we're struggling. So at the moment I'm going for 3 SAMs. I suspect by the time we're sorted you'll go back to 2 flaks. But as soon as my vehicles spawn, or my soldiers spawn, they cannot get out of these barriers, so they're stuck inside. So there's kind of pool inside the area, and then when defenders come along here, then obviously everything attacks them. And what I've specifically got at the moment is snipers, which I'm fortunate I've just won. But I've got loads of mortarmen as well, and that rains absolute death on the opponent when they come close in. So I want you to have a little look at that for us. And the other thing, if you notice, all my bases are spread out. Now at the moment I suspect that when your guys attack, or when somebody attacks you, they can spawn really close to your base. Whereas because I've spread these out really well and evenly, people are going to be spawning out here somewhere, going to be spawning out here somewhere, or here somewhere, and basically they'll sit there for a bit and then realise, well, hang on a second, no troops are coming towards us. Obviously my helicopters will hopefully get up and give them a bit of bother, but basically they're going to have to come into my base, and because they're spawning so far away, what's basically happening is I've got 3 howitzers here giving them absolute hell. Now normally I don't have the 2 howitzers close together, because the danger of that is if you get underneath them, then obviously you risk them 2 not working. But what I'm always trying to do is if you attack one of these howitzers here, the other one here in the middle is going to hit you. If you hit that one here, then basically that one's going to hit you, and that one there is kind of protect, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make sure that things protect each other. Now at the moment, because I've actually got 3 air defence, I'm one extra. So normally I'd probably have a you know, 1 less air defence and 1 more ground attack. But I say I'm just slightly out of kilter at the moment until we try and get this issue resolved. But what I'm trying to do is like I say, make sure that everything covers everything. Got a couple of mines in there as well. Mines want to be, you don't want to be upgrading this. So if you look, minefield level 1, but anti-vehicle level 4. You don't want to be upgrading the level 2 on the minefield bit, or level 3, because that costs XP. if you notice as well, I'm being quite frugal on my defences. Although this looks really shitty, you know, it's cost me 0 XP, and it's really not. I mean, you know, end of the day, even if I put this better wall in, it doesn't really stop anyone, does it? Let's be honest. But it costs me XP to obviously buy it, and I'm aiming to keep my level below 27 as much as possible. Yet at the same time, what I'm aiming for is using all available XP to upgrade my troops. So if I go into my troops for you, just to show you where I'm at. So obviously, yeah, rifleman, you'll have machine gun, I'm sure, but my motormen are already level 7. My Humvees are level 9. My tanks are level 7. I've got... Don't use much S13 if I'm honest. I generally would use either PKs or Humvees, but I've got my Humvees level 9. I don't really use rocket buggies going forward either. But certainly I've got my tanks 10 and 7. My choppers are still quite low, level 4. My planes are level 10. So I'm trying to upgrade everything I possibly can, because if you look at this, if you look at the Humvee for example here, although I've got the crits now to upgrade it to level 10, haven't got the commons actually. I think that's a big problem at the moment. But it's going to cost me, if you watch here, if I upgrade my Humvee, it'll show you that it will cost me 140 XP. And I'm just making sure that, like, if I upgrade everything, that I've got enough XP to do it. So you can see I've got probably 27. I've got the full of 27, and I've got about what 1600, 1500 of level 26 still to go. So obviously that's what I'm trying to do now. The other thing I'm looking at the moment, if you look at my turrets, everything is pretty much maxed. So even though I'm not using, I've still got that one to upgrade, so I need a few extra metal. Even though I'm not necessarily going to use everything, I'm just making sure that where I can, everything has the maximum upgrade possible. So then if my technique has to change, you know, every turret has everything. So I mean, this is perfect. So 5, you know, everything's at maximum level, you know, at this stage, and I'm making sure that's kind of how my game works. So this one again, everything's at maximum level. So if you've got spare money, make sure you spend it on that. Make sure you upgrade your mines, but don't upgrade. You know, the actual mine itself. Just upgrade the anti-vehicle part of it, if that makes sense. Get that to maximum level. I don't want to be taking my base pass 4 on these or these. And power station, I haven't been going past 3 at this stage. Again, I'm just really conserving XP as much as I possibly can. I don't want to be upgrading my oil pumps past level 4 at the moment. It's tempting to do so, but I don't want to be doing that, because obviously I don't want to be maxing out. I don't want to get to level 28 and find that my base is quite weak or my troops are quite weak. So I'm basically keeping a real tight rein on my XP. When I have got money to spend, then yes, I would just make sure my turrets are upgraded. But also, if you look here, I've got 1,000 in that one that I can use. When this one, I'll spend the 5 bloody metal just to show you. This one's at level 5, maximum of 1,000, and this one potentially, this one's not even upgraded yet, but you know what I mean. I mean, I could do, couldn't I? I could upgrade from here and get that to you know, 1,000 and things like that as well. So I've been spending money behind the scenes on everything really, and none of that costs me XP. So that's kind of my strategy at this stage, mate. So what I'll do, I'm gonna send this video over. I mean, it's twice as long as anybody else's, mate. So apologies, I've gone on a bit. But I'm going to send this over and let you have a little look at it. Subscribe to my channel, you'll see a lot of other base videos and things like that as well. And I'll show you a base defense video that I'll film for you, that you can see how the base actually works. And then that hopefully should give you a bit of inspiration. Alright brother, take care of yourself. Ta.